All right. I think we're rolling. First and foremost, new crib, new surroundings, new settings. How you like it? Many a video will come from here from now on. Keep an eye out. Very exciting, revolutionary stuff is about to be happening. Today, I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet. Maybe local legends, Oklahoma history, local history, deep diving, whatever you may. Local legend sounds kind of cool. I don't know. Anyways, today we have a little bit different video. I'm gonna be talking about some locals in the Oklahoma atmosphere, in the Oklahoma stratosphere, in the Oklahoma sphere, if you will. The Matthysse brothers own a chain of furniture stores across Oklahoma, a couple other states nearby. I think like even Las Vegas and California has even got a few of them. So not a small operation. Local legends, the Matthysse brothers. It's never not been brothers, but the brothers have changed over time. We did start with the founders, Don and Bud, very old school names, if you will. They did have another brother, Ray, but he was not involved in the furniture empire. But anyways, I tell you all this just to give you a little who the hell am I even talking about? You know what I mean? Now Don went on to had 2 kids, Bill and Larry. Now Bill and Larry are the topic of discussion today. Don and Bud ended up handing over the business to the Matthysse brothers. The Matthysse brothers thought, we got to keep it the Matthysse brothers, god damn it. So Bud only having $3, it looked like the next best thing was Don. He had Bill and Larry, which eventually took over the operation in late 90s, about 1988, I believe. What am I doing dancing around? The whole reason I'm making this video is because I've heard from multiple sources on multiple different occasions and multiple different threads that Bill, with his possible boyfriend, Eric Sulcum and or Dan Sulcum, seems like he might have changed his name for TV, movie reasons. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, Bill got a hamster shoved up his ass and it got stuck and he had to go to the ER and it was this big cover up, big scandal in the family. But there's nothing really online about it. There's no deep dive that I can find. Nothing credible. No hospital documentation of this event. Just a bunch of he say, she said about the topic. Now, like the reason I'm making this video is to kind of get to the bottom of it. You know, I've written out stories. I've got some links. I've got the facts, and I'm just going to tell you what I honestly think. So, anyways, I've explained to you the family tree a little bit. It is unclear whether this rumor happened before or after they took over the company. Because it seemed right around that time, like early 90s or late 80s. But that's also when they took over the company. And it's also worth noting, again, relationships, especially maybe homosexual relationships in the 80s or 90s, are going to be very hit or miss. You know, what's a rumor? What's not? What's facts? What's fiction? What's fake news? That's the whole reason this is just a big rumor. And it seems like, from what I've read and heard, just in pulp culture and growing up and just everything, shove a gerbil in your ass through a tube. Shove a gerbil in your ass through a tube. Seems like gerbil, hamster in the ass isn't a totally uncommon thing. I think their whole family is a little flamboyant, to be honest with you, just the way they kind of carry themselves in these commercials. But that's not really relevant. But I could see how in the 80s and 90s, somebody could look at this gentleman and, you know, maybe he works at the fudge factory on the weekend. Who knows? And as I'm researching this topic, it seems people, very similar stories. This one lady claims all this comes from an ER doctor telling this to somebody's father, maybe. Just, again, a bunch of rumors. Like, all you can ever find is a bunch of rumors. And it is also worth noting, as I was looking everything up, none of it, like, they don't have a wiki or, like, any type of, like, credible history on anything of their whole family, which you can just be like, well, Brandon, they're fucking a furniture store. But it's like, there's wikis about everything, especially if they've been making money for 100 years. You think they'd have a Wikipedia, but whatever. And I even found an old thread about Oklahoma, and whenever they're mentioned or they talk about this incident, it is pretty homophobic, some of the comments, if you will. Why would the gay men be angry about this video? Only one is gay. The skinny rat-like looking one is married with kids. Not that that means anything these days. Talking about a gerbil, a hamster, whatever, being shoved up a man's ass, I would not use the term rat-like when describing his brother. Are you insinuating his brother's been going down the hamster hole, good sir? Okay, here. From our good man Jethro with a Harley Davidson profile picture. You've got to be kidding. That rumor was associated with gay men in general for years, long before it was applied to Larry and Bill. Hell, it even applied to Richard Greer. I don't know who the fuck that is, but you see, I kind of made this video. Well, a few reasons, honestly. One, I thought it was super entertaining. Funny concept, ha ha he he. But as I started looking into the matter, it kind of just turns out that people probably thought this guy was just kind of gay looking and started to say he puts hamsters up his butt. Funny as that might be, I gotta admit, that's fucking hilarious. And, can't really blame the man. It's all just rumors and speculations. Yeah, Bill Mathis, they're still involved in some of the commercials and stuff like that. Yeah, and Larry Mathis is the CEO now. But, yeah, that's our story. Take with it what you will. You can hear all this and say, well, Brandon, maybe stories originate from truth. Maybe this was the big story that got out, that gay men put gerbils up their ass. You ever think about that? Maybe the gerbil was the pangolin, and this rumor is the COVID. You ever think about that, Brandon? Fair enough. Maybe he is ground zero for hamsters being shoved up the ass. Maybe he's the one true, and all the others are rumors. Who knows? I personally believe that just some flamboyant dudes from Oklahoma couldn't handle the clientele. These rough and tough, ignorant cowboys looking at him and saying, "Look at that pretty boy. I bet he puts gerbils up his ass." So I bet he puts gerbils up his butt just like the rest of them, just like all the rest. That's my personal take. Anyways, again, a little bit goofy of a video today. I hope you guys liked this goofy little video. Again, not sure what I'm gonna call it. I think I like local legends. That sounds kind of fun. That would entice me to make more though, which I'm not sure I'm gonna do. Anyways, appreciate it, guys. Be sure to follow me on anything and everything at the XX47. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me your opinion. Tell me what you think's going on, or if I left out any important information that I couldn't find, because maybe the Mathis brothers themselves are hiding it from me. Maybe they're trying to keep this in the dark. You never know. Anyways, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for watching.